Hello guys, welcome to another one of my videos. Today is just a day in my life update. Unfortunately, there's not much going on. As I explained in my last video, I had thought I had peroneal tendonitis. Come to find out, because the pain, despite all the exercises, everything I was doing, I had concerns about it and trying to find a foot doctor that could take care of me, that wouldn't require driving a million miles away was difficult. So we're doing the best that we can with the insurance that we have. So originally it had been pretty much determined that I possibly had peroneal tendonitis. And so we were dealing with that. We were doing all the exercises and things, but I was having a hard time doing a bunch of those because they required putting weight on my foot, which I couldn't do. When I was sitting down, not being active, not doing anything, my foot didn't hurt at all. Like, there was zero pain. But then when I get up and I start walking on it, the pain gradually increases and increases and increases to the point where if I'm not careful, if I don't get off of it, I'm up to a 10. That's how bad the pain gets. I had to go back in and they ran some x-rays. Again, you know, trying to find stress fractures with an x-ray is really hard. If you can, I suggest talking to your doctor if you think that you might have a stress fracture, and see, and if your insurance will cover it, to see if you can get an MRI done, because those are more extensive. So anyways, they did the best that they could. There was some discrepancies on my x-ray that made them think that there was a possibility that I have a stress fracture on my 5th metacarpal bone in my foot. Now this all comes back to that stupid sprained ankle I had. They can't say for sure, but pretty much what they're telling me is that when I sprained my ankle, I had weakened and damaged the peroneal tendon that runs from your upper leg, from like the top of your leg, down past your ankle and into the bottom side of your foot. And I had damaged that. And because I didn't do the proper care that you're supposed to take after a sprained ankle injury, right? Like, I put a brace on it for a couple months, but I never did any exercises. I just went straight back into running. Yeah, I pretty much just picked up right from where I left off, and I just kept running and running and running and running. And because my tendon was weakened from the ankle sprain, it caused a lot of stress in that 5th metacarpal bone, which is attached to the tendon, which then led to me having a stress fracture. The only takeaway that I can give you guys is, if you sprain your ankle for whatever reason, take the proper care. Do better than what I did. I suggest taking more than a week off. You know your body well, and you should just really listen to it. And I am now in a walking boot, and the walking boot doesn't help with the pain. I still have to keep my foot off of it. I'm using crutches, which I absolutely hate. I just don't know how to use them properly. I've looked at lots of YouTube videos. They're not supposed to leave bruises under the armpits. And some of the doctors I watch online, they say that they don't like prescribing crutches to people, that they would rather do the knee scooter thing, because a lot of people don't know how to use crutches properly and they end up hurting themselves. And so yeah, I'm supposed to keep off my foot as much as possible. Today, I have felt no pain in my foot, even when I limp around in my walking boot. Still being careful with it, just because I'm not feeling pain today, because it was pretty bad yesterday. So, but I'm not feeling anything bad today as I hobble around in my walking boot. So I'm still babying it. I'm still taking care of it. I'm still staying off of it as much as possible, which is why this day in my life video isn't going to be super extensive. And I wanted to talk about that a little bit. I'm going to do my best to try to keep doing a video every week for you guys. Unfortunately, I don't know what those videos are going to look like at this point, because there's not a lot I can do. I can't stand on my feet for very long. And yeah, but it's probably going to, unfortunately, those of you who might be watching me for my running content, it's going to be a few weeks before another running video comes up on here. But I do promise you that I am not done running. It is going to happen. I'm sad that I can't be running right now, and I'm frustrated and I'm worried because I don't want to have to start back at square one. So I'm going to try my best to get myself out there as quickly as possible, but without injuring myself or making it worse. Unfortunately, I do not know how this is going to affect my marathon. I did want to do a marathon in April, but at this point, with the stress fracture, I don't think I'm going to be ready. You know, I'm not even in the double digits of running yet. The last mile I ran was 9. And so I ran 9 miles, but that's the farthest I've ran. And I don't think I'm going to be up to 26 miles by April. I think that I'm going to hold off because I have a tendency to overwork myself when I have a goal. And I don't want to do that to myself because my healing has to, you know, if I want to be a runner, if I want to do this for a long time, I need to take care of myself, especially because I'm an older runner. You know, I am running in my 40s. It's not the same for, you know, if you're watching me and you're in your 20s and your 30s and you're thinking, well, it's not going to be that, recovery's not going to be that bad. For older people, it is. It's just the way of life. You know, it's going to take our bones longer to heal than anybody else. Like, I got my wisdom, 4 of my wisdom teeth pulled out, and just this last year. And you know what? I'm still healing from it. It's been a year now. I got it done in October of last year, quite literally a few days before Halloween of 2023. And I can still feel holes in my gums. And the last time I got them checked out, I think I'm at probably about 60% recovery. Again, it's just an age thing. I'm not sure exactly how recovery is going to go. I don't think I'm going to wear my boot as long as a non-runner would do. I've been doing a lot of research into it. And when I feel that my foot is up for it, they have special inserts that you put inside your shoes, and depending on where your stress fracture is at, and these are doctor recommended, by the way, you can put those inside your shoe, and what they do is they angle your foot in a way that allows you to walk and run still without applying a ton of pressure on the area that was fractured. So I'm going to look into those so that I can get into running sooner. I'm also going to look into going to a pool and running in a pool, because the gravity from the water will relieve the stress on your foot and not cause pain, but then I can be working those muscles and working my ankle and not letting them get weak, which is what I'm really worried about because of this boot that I'm wearing. So anyways, moving on, there will still be content. It's just going to be more keto related right now. And speaking of that, my weigh-in this morning was 152. So I went up a few pounds, and I'm not necessarily surprised because I had upped my calories, I had upped my fats and my proteins, and you know, I upped pretty much everything when I was running. And I haven't ran in close to a month now, and I've just been sitting on my butt doing nothing. I haven't even been able to walk, right? I did go trick-or-treating with my family, and I hobbled around on my crutches, and I was in so much pain afterwards because I had these massive bruises under my pits. Like, they hurt so bad. But yeah, I haven't been walking around much, but I've been still eating as if I was training to run. I'm not surprised that I gained some weight. So I'm going to be adjusting my macros again for someone who's just sitting on her butt all the time. You know, 152 is not bad. And I want to be going in a downward direction. And especially through the holidays, I'm sad that I can't run, which, you know, I'm trying to battle that mindset, because for me, I'm a stress eater and a sad eater. And because I'm sad and stressed about not being able to run, the first thing I want to do is run to the chocolate, run to the sugar, especially during the holidays when it's everywhere. And so far, I'm proud of myself. I will admit I had, you know, a couple Snicker bars out of my my kids' candy bags, but I didn't go ham, right? I didn't go crazy on it. I just need to maintain the focus, drink lots of water, especially because of the pain pills I'm on. It makes me dehydrated super fast. So I got to get on that water, stay on that water. So, but that's the update for that. Today, I'm going to try to finally do a little bit of decorating for November, for Thanksgiving. And I'm just going to hobble around and do a little bit here and there for the day. And I will take you along with some of that. Another thing that I did is I got new shoes. I did it, guys. Clifton 9s. I wear 7.5. I got an 8 wide. I talked to my husband about it, especially with the stress fracture. I think that I need to give my feet the best possible chance. I think the shoes that I was wearing originally, they were just fine for, you know, easy 5K runs, things like that, you know, and if that's where you're planning on staying, then I highly recommend those shoes. But I'm going big leagues, right? I'm going marathon, maybe even past that into ultra marathon at some point. And because of that, I need the big league shoes. So, and they have them in all sorts of colors, but I just went ahead and went with black. And there was a color that I wanted that was sold out, and I didn't want to wait. So, and again, at the time, when I bought these, I only thought I had peroneal tendonitis, so I wasn't expecting my recovery to take as long. So I probably could have waited for those shoes to come back in stock, but I didn't want to. I just did it. So I got some Hokas, and I'm really excited. These are light. I mean, wow. These are like, my kids' soccer balls are heavier than these shoes. So anyways, if you stick with me to the end of the video, I am going to do a pumpkin recipe that would be a great addition for your Thanksgiving meal dinner, whether you're hosting or maybe you're going to somebody else's place. You know, my family plans to go to my best friend's house. She's going to be hosting the Thanksgiving. It's kind of become a tradition since we moved here. But I'm probably going to bring these bars. And I will have some more recipe videos coming up for you guys. They'll be kind of shorter videos, but you know, I'm hoping to make a keto pumpkin pie and some other things. So I do hope that you stick around to the end of this video. It won't take long, but they're so good. to make a quick stop in all of my decorating and stuff to pick up an online order that I did with Walmart. This is my first time ever doing this, but after the crutches incident, I just can't go in the store. It hurts too much. Not to mention all of the little scooter things or whatever are always gone. There's never one available. And I have two sick boys. My daughter brought in some kind of sickness from work. She was throwing up for 24 hours, and then she's had a cold for the past like 3 weeks. I am also sick, so I never did the vomiting. I think that my kids get it from my husband. I don't think it's a tummy bug. I think it's just a lot of phlegm in their systems, and it causes them to like constantly throw up for about 24 hours until their bodies get adjusted to all the mucus and medicines have time to kick in. But yeah, my youngest got it next, and he was throwing up for 24 hours, so I was constantly cleaning up vomit from that. And then this morning, my middle child, Damon, he woke up at like 5 o'clock this morning throwing up, and he's just been doing that all day. I feel bad, you know, I keep making him take sips of water, but like, man, watching him struggle with dry heaving, it just breaks my little heart. So, but yeah, I'm here at Walmart just waiting. Again, I've never done this before. It's kind of weird. I didn't even know where pickup was or anything. I had to download the app, which, you know, obviously I'm in my 40s. I've been shopping at Walmart for a very long time, but I have never used their app until this injury. So, and that was hilarious because, you know, I had my daughter help me into the truck, but I forgot to have her give me the bags, which were in the back of the truck. So I'm like, I get out of the truck here at Walmart, and I'm like literally hopping everywhere trying to find my bags so that I could give them my bags. And people are like, what in the world? But then again, they see my boot and, you know, and they understand. But yeah, I'm gonna wait for my food, and then I gotta go home and cook dinner. Dinner's gonna be late. I didn't estimate how long it takes for a pickup. I ordered it early this morning, and it still wasn't available until 5 p.m. So we're gonna have a very late dinner, which I'm not too worried about because with everybody being sick, we haven't been very hungry. People have pretty much just been snacking throughout the day. At this point, dinner is just something that we can make to have leftover for my husband's work tomorrow, because we make extras for dinner. And then we set his serving aside, and then that's what he ends up having the next day for dinner. The sunset is absolutely beautiful. Okay, tonight's dinner, I have the low carb mission, carb manage, whatever, tortillas, and basically beef enchiladas. I got lazy and I didn't wrap them because dinner was so late and I was in a hurry, and a little bit of the refried beans. So just a little helping. I might put them in the shells, but I don't know. I kind of like them on the side. It's weird, I know, but that is tonight's dinner. And I have got a Diet Dr. Pepper waiting for me in the fridge, so it's gonna be nice and cold. It is time to make some keto bars. I've got the recipe right here. I just went to curbingcarbs.com. You will hear my kids coughing in the background. Like I said, we're sick around here, so I do apologize for that. I've already got my oven preheating at 350 degrees. I got my pan right here. I'm going to grease that with some good old-fashioned olive oil. I was using coconut oil spray there for a while, but lately the spray nozzles have been really horrible on the coconut and they just stopped working. So I went to using the olive oil and I don't think I'll go back. So the first ingredient is almond flour, and the recipe calls for 1 cup of almond flour. I just use whatever brand I can find. This is the Great Value. I mean, some people have certain preferences on the exact flours and things that they use. There's my 1 cup. Okay, the next thing we have is a 1/2 cup of your sweetener of choice. Mine is the Lakanto monk fruit sweetener. And you're doing a 1/2 cup of that. Fight with my bag here too much. Oh, I think all I have left is a 1/2 cup. Well, that works. Add that to my shopping list. 1/2 cup. Got 1 teaspoon of pumpkin spice. I'm actually starting to get low on this too. I plan on making a lot of pumpkin in the next 2 months. November, December. That's when I like to make a lot of things with pumpkin. So, I know you think I would in October too, but I really don't. 1 teaspoon of baking powder. There's my oven telling me it's ready. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So I'm just gonna use my teaspoon here and just eyeball about 1/2 there. Stick that in there. And then we're gonna mix this all together. It's pretty mixed up. I was just trying to get most of the chunks out because sometimes the sweetener can kind of clump up. Now that we've got that all mixed up, what we're gonna do next, we're gonna add our pumpkin puree. Of course, I made sure to get the 100% pumpkin. My daughter actually went and got it for me, and she's giving me funny looks because I told her, because I was on the phone with her, I said, well, check the ingredients just to be sure. She's like, well, Mom, it says 100% pure pumpkin on the front. And I was like, never trust it. Always check the back. So she checked the back, she checked the ingredients, and sure enough, it's only pumpkin in the ingredients. That's what you want. Does anybody else love the smell of pumpkin puree? It's like the holidays in a can. And of course, I'm making a mess as I go. I am a messy cooker, guys. I will freely admit it. I am a messy cooker. But you know what? I might possibly worry about that a little bit more if I wasn't the one cleaning. But seeing as how I'm the one that cleans up after myself, I really don't think it matters. So, and speaking of that, don't mind the dishes in the background. I haven't done dishes yet, dinner dishes yet. I didn't want to, seeing as how I knew I was going to be making, you know, more dishes with this baking. Waited on the dishes. More time off of my feet that way. I have 2 eggs here that I've already beaten together. So I'm going to pour those in there. Next we have a teaspoon of vanilla. We have a 1/2 cup of butter that I melted, then waited for it to cool off just a hair because I don't want to cook the eggs. And now we're gonna mix it all together. Carefully, because again, like I said, I am a messy cook. Oh, the smell right now. Want to know something crazy? I mean, it's not necessarily crazy, but I live away from my mom. She wasn't my birth mom, but she's in every way that matters. She is my mom. Every year for Thanksgiving, she would make the pumpkin bars, and I absolutely love them. But leading on to why I brought this up is this is the first time I've ever made pumpkin bars, which is kind of why I'm looking at the recipe so hard in some ways, instead of just trying to figure it out myself, because I don't know what goes into making pumpkin bars because I never made them. My mom always did. But she lives far, far away now. We're trying to get her and my brother to move here. And they're wanting to, and hopefully things can start getting better and they can start saving money and they can be able to do that. So I do want to add, for those who want to make the white topping, I'm not really a fan of the white topping, and neither is my boys. And I want to make sure that I'm not the only one eating these. But if you wanted to make the topping, what you would need would be 4 ounces of cream cheese, softened, a 1/2 teaspoon vanilla extract, and 1 tablespoon powdered sweetener of any choice. And then you just put all those ingredients together, mix it, and then once you're done baking, you add it to the top. So it's pretty simple. So I'm gonna add this to my baking dish. I actually think that I got too big of a baking dish. They call for 30 to 35 minutes. So I'm just using my spatula here to kind of do my best to even everything out. Stick it in the oven. I'll be back when they're done. So the bars are done. And all I did is I just took a butter knife and I kind of just stabbed it in the middle, and it came out perfectly clean. So that means there's nothing not cooked in the inside. I don't know, everybody might know that trick, but my grandma taught it to me and I absolutely love it. And it looks like it's just cooked enough on the ends too. It didn't really get. All right, so now let's give this a try. They look so good. Now they look thin, and that was my fault because I used too big of a pan. The thing about a lot of keto stuff that you need to realize if you've never baked with it before, if you want to get that thickness look that you see in a lot of the photos, you just have to use smaller pans. And try to think, as you're putting the mixture in your pan, try to visualize that whatever thickness that you're pouring it in as is pretty much what it's going to come out as. So this would have looked like a perfect pumpkin bar if I would have just used a smaller pan. So I'm not too worried about it. It's a good experiment because I'm going to make these for Thanksgiving. If you guys would like to see me bake a pumpkin pie for a video, I can definitely do that. But here we go.
Rick's kind of looked a bit silly with his grassy beard, but we can probably manage that. He might need a trim, but yeah. We just have to get the
yum yum.
And we should almost be set for the elemental.
So good, so moist, so soft. It's still a bit warm, but I wish I had some sugar-free whipped cream. I didn't think about that when I was doing my online ordering, but topping this with some sugar-free whipped cream would be so good right now. Oh, yum yum. But I love it. I still have a bunch left to eat, so I probably will end up getting some whipped cream for the rest of it, but so good. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I still plan on giving you my monthly updates. I'm hoping by the time I do my next update video, a day in my life update video, that I'm gonna have some awesome news for you guys. Like, I'm walking again, I'm running again, I'm gonna rest for the rest of the night. Today I did a lot more activity than I probably should have. My foot is throbbing, so I'm going to take some pain medicine, and I'm gonna spend the next week just putting my foot up. I'll see you guys in my next video. I had fun hanging out with you. Bye.